Fun 107, Michael and Gazelle. It's the Fun Morning Show. It's Thursday morning, October 3rd, 2024. Noah Schnapp. He plays Will in the Netflix blockbuster Stranger Things. He is 20 years old today. Nev Campbell from Party of Five and House of Cards. She turns 51. Born the exact same day as Cersei from Game of Thrones, Lena Headey.
Tell me why.
Kevin Richardson from the Backstreet Boys.
Tell me why.
He's 53 today. Gwen Stefani going bananas on her birthday.
Bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-N.
She's 55 today.
B-A-N-A-N-A-N.
On this date, the federal income tax went into effect in 1913. It was supposed to just be temporary, they said. But here we are, over 100 years later, still paying federal income taxes. 1955, the Mickey Mouse Club. It met for the very first time with a show cast of totally talented kids and Mickey Mouse 2, voiced by Walt Disney himself. East and West Germany reunified 46 years ago after the country was split after World War II. That was on this date in 1990, the winds of change. The verdict in the O.J. trial came down on this date, 1995.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
O.J., of course, found not guilty. Taylor Swift and Meghan Trainor were battling it out for the number one spot here at Fun 107. 10 years ago. I'm Michael Rock. That is Gazelle. It's going to be a nice day today. Partly cloudy and highs up right around 70. And it is foggy now out there, 50 degrees.
Bringing you a taste of Hollywood right here to the South Coast. And we are here for it. We're spilling the tea with the entertainment update presented by Kia of Dartmouth on the South Coast #1 hit music station.
Well, one of the two doctors charged in the death of Matthew Perry has now pleaded guilty to charges that he supplied ketamine, a dangerous drug that's used for general anesthesia, to the Friends star last September and October before his death. A year ago, Dr. Mark Chavez was a successful doctor in San Diego, and since then he has closed his practice and has given up his medical license. And yesterday, in front of a federal judge, the doctor admitted that he wrote fraudulent prescriptions to get ketamine for Matthew Perry. Federal prosecutors say that Chavez and Dr. Salvador Plasencia were getting vials of anesthesia drugs for $12 a vial, but then they were turning around and selling it to Matthew Perry for $2,000 a vial. And the two even texted each other back and forth, wondering, quote, how much this moron will pay. Chavez admitting to conspiracy to distribute ketamine. He could get 10 years in federal prison when he is sentenced next April. Olivia Rodrigo, well, she has announced a concert special that will debut on Netflix this month later on October 29th. Netflix will air Olivia's Los Angeles show from the Guts World Tour, which kicked off back in February and is going to continue until March of next year. And this is a very successful world tour. She had a lot of stars opening up for her, including Chappell Roan.
Oh, really?
Before she really took off.
Now, did you know about the opening act, Chappell Roan, before Boston Calling?
No, not too. I mean, I had heard a little bit about her, but no, Boston Calling for me is what really put Chappell Roan
on the map, right?
Yeah.
I never even heard the name until Boston Calling.
Yes.
And all along, she's been opening up for Olivia. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think this series special will be as big or up there with Taylor?
Unlikely,
but pretty. I think it's going to be pretty good.
That's a tough measuring stick there, but certainly Taylor has started a trend. She's not the first one to ever do,
of course,
a movie with for a tour, but certainly she's one of the latest to do it and kind of there's been a resurgence since with Taylor doing it, Beyonce, and Olivia Rodrigo now
Selling
too.
out movie theaters.
Yeah.
Oh.
Reese Witherspoon is adding a new job to her already packed resume. She is now an author. So Reese revealing on Instagram that she's writing her own book with best-selling author Harlan Coben. They are going to be collaborating on what they're calling a thriller book, and it's due out next fall. She wrote, quote, "As a massive fan of Harlan's work, I cannot believe that he agreed to co-author a novel with me. I'm either the most persuasive person alive or the idea of this book is just too good. Maybe both," she said.
What, like it's hard?
Witherspoon captioned her post, quote, "I honestly can't wait for you all to read it."
She's been on a huge book club kick lately, and she's got people across the country, probably even in the world, reading along with her. So she'll go on Instagram, she'll go on TikTok, and she'll be like, okay, here's the book of the week. And then people are just joining it, and then they're reading from it, and they're going back and forth with the chapters. She's got some star power when it comes to books.
So the question is, when the audio version of the book comes out, will she voice the audio version?
I hope she does. I like her voice. I know it sounds so weird, but she's got a very nostalgic voice. She's got a very... It's clarity, you know? So,
Sure.
like, if I'm going to listen to an audiobook, which is most likely for me, yeah, tune into Reese Witherspoon.
Entertainment update brought to you by Kia of Dartmouth. Get the best deal on your new Kia with Kia of Dartmouth's exclusive 10% discount on select Kia models. On 107, one of New Bedford's biggest events of the year is coming up this weekend, Oktoberfest. And here to talk about it, Christian Gavush Silvera. Good morning.
Good morning, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. I'm sure you must be pretty busy. We're only a couple of days away from Oktoberfest. So I got to say, the SCBA is really a who's who of the South Coast. How did you get the cast of characters you've assembled at the SCBA? And also, you've got a bunch of like alpha people. That must get a little challenging sometimes because everybody's used to being the boss. And obviously everybody can't be the boss at the SCBA. How does that work?
So the group started out as a bunch of business professionals who were trying to market amongst themselves, but also raise money for the South Coast. Over time, as we select members, we make sure it's people who we would get along with if we're having a drink, and you can be friends with them, right?
I like that.
But you also want to make sure that they have the ability to raise money, that they have a name for themselves, and that they are known in some way, shape, or form throughout the community. Because every single member in our group brings a different strength. I guess our president is the most alpha of the group.
Who's the president these days?
Chris Resendiz.
That
Okay.
makes sense.
Who's phenomenal. We all know we're there for a greater cause, and we all know the cause that we're there for. So everyone gets along, and we all find ways to agree and decide on causes and whatnot because we're all there for that.
So Oktoberfest is this weekend.
Yes.
You're going to raise a ton of money.
Yeah.
Where does the money go?
Every dollar that we raise goes right back into the at-risk youth communities. So we give to causes like the Children's Advocacy Center, which advocates for kids of different types of abuse. Gnome Surf, which helps with kids with disabilities to be able to get out and experience surfing, and different centers throughout New Bedford that help keep kids off the streets for the summers. So like Denison Memorial, the Boys and Girls Club, and tons of other causes that just really help to give these kids a better life and something to keep them out of trouble and help protect their future.
Let's talk about the event itself, Oktoberfest. If I've never been there, what am I missing?
It's a food, drink, and entertainment festival. It used to be a craft beer festival with entertainment, but now we have a full bar, we have seltzers, we have all different kinds of beer from all different providers, and we have tons of food trucks. We have Fancheesical, Tropical Smoothies going to be there making smoothies too for drinks, Domino's. There's going to be a barbecue truck, like all different types of food that's going to be there. And actually, I heard that Black Whale is going to be having chowder too.
Oh,
which
snap.
They
Wow.
have one of the best chowders around from what
Yeah.
I've heard. So throughout the night, though, I mean, it's going to be all different types of bands. There's going to be youth acts, which we actually started bringing in youth acts and actually paying them. So we're giving them a stage now to perform and make a name for themselves, and we're paying them. And we're just going to be rocking the night away, raising tons of money for the kids in the area.
So this is
October 5th, Saturday. It's going to be from 3 to 12. It's going to be on Pope's Island. So when you go over the Fairhaven Bridge on the right-hand side, there's the marina. The tent will be in that parking lot. People have raised concerns about parking, but you don't need to fear. Not only is there going to be parking on that site, but directly across the street in the shipyard parking lot, There's going to be parking there, as well as parking at the Elm Street and Zeiterion parking garages. We will have a shuttle running every 15 minutes to those parking garages, picking people up. If you want to grab dinner downtown and then take a shuttle on over, and then at the end of the night, shuttle right back downtown to your car, we've got plenty of options.
How come you guys moved it?
We like to change it up every so often so it doesn't feel stale. So we've had it at Fort Tabor. We've had it downtown in Wings Court. We've had it in multiple different locations. And we also want to be a good neighbor, right? The Black Whale is a very good sponsor of ours, and they rent the parking lot that they are within. So between us and another event that uses that parking lot, we're stealing it from 2 prime weekends a year.
Yeah.
That wasn't the main reason, but we also want to pay respect to
Sure,
So-
sure. How do I get tickets?
So you can either go onto nboktoberfest.com. That's Oktoberfest with a K. Tickets are $15 if you buy them online ahead of time. Otherwise, you can buy them at the door for $20. Regardless if you spend the extra $5 or not, it's all going right back to the kids. We will accept card and cash at the event too.
Thank you so much for putting this together.
Absolutely.
Really important charities you're raising money for.
Yep. Thank you, Michael.
All right, Christian. Have a great time this weekend. Oktoberfest, new location, Pope's Island, New Bedford. We'll see you there. Fun 107. Sabrina Carpenter on Fun 107. It's the fun morning show that is Taste. Looking at a pretty nice day today. We're going to see a few clouds throughout the day today, but highs up near 70. We're at 51 now.
How does this sound to your ears right here, right now?
Sounds pretty horrible, to be honest with you.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
It said it's going to be sunny and 70 today.
it's the holiday season, according to Macy's. When you walk into Macy's, my mother sent me a picture yesterday, and it was matching pajamas and all that.
Walmart's the same way.
Oh, all right, so yeah, sorry,
Walmart's got the
Macy's.
Christmas trees up and all that stuff.
A lot of the retail box stores are already pushing and cramming Christmas down our throats. Now, listen, I'm a sucker for the holiday season. I love it. I think it's one of the most nostalgic times of the year, the most magical times of the year. However, let's get through Halloween, and let's not, please, for the love of God, skip over Thanksgiving, one of my favorite holidays. Can you agree with that one?
100%. I mean, think about this. If the holidays have already started, if it's the holiday season already,
Yeah.
that means 1/4 of the year
It's already gone.
is the holidays.
Oh, is the holiday. Yeah, yes. Yeah,
One
okay.
quarter of the year, it's like October, November, December, that's no longer special.
Yes.
It's like whatever. It's just the holidays all the time.
It's been an absolute rush this year in particular. Actually, no, every year it's been a rush, but everything keeps getting pushed forward and forward and forward to the point where I have this theory where we're going to just kind of like flip-flop the seasons.
Yeah.
So it'll be like Christmas in spring, and it'll be like summer in November, and I don't even know. I can't take it. Let's slow down for a second, people. This is why people have anxiety. This is why people are stressed on the norm, because we can't take the time to just appreciate the small things in life. Enjoy today. All right? There's nothing wrong with the 5-year plan. I think that's very mature, very adultish, very demure. But I will tell you this, that if we don't stop pushing forward the seasons and just fast forwarding life, we're going to end up in a hole that we're not going to like. That's what's going to happen. Holidays are soon going to become nothing but a cranky season. We're going to end up being just absolutely miserable because it's going to be the wrong time of year. Christmas in July, I'll never understand that, but people love it, so I'm not going to knock it. Pumpkin beer in August? No, thank you.
I know. I think you're okay with pumpkin beer in August.
Fine. Pumpkin coffee in August? You don't drink coffee, so I don't think you understand this. Like, it's not. Coffee, pumpkin flavor has a certain, how do I explain it? Magic to it. When you get the crisp air and the apple season, the apple picking, the leaves turning, yeah, go for it. Now is the time for it.
Well, they don't have the time for it because now it's time
Christmas,
for the holidays.
everything.
Yeah.
We are running 2 commercials right now that have Christmas music behind it. We're part of the problem. And I don't like it. I really, really don't. So I guess my PSA this morning, and you nailed it, let's just, Vavigadine, slow down for a second, take life in one day at a time. All right? Is that so hard? That way, when Christmas does come, you can feel those magical little elves inside of you just bursting with happiness. That's what I miss. And that's all I got to say. I had to get that off my chest.
You might want to forget about the pumpkin coffee. You might want to switch to decaf.
No, don't even.
Decaf, my friend. 6:55. Bill Devitt is in the newsroom.
After days on the run, the owner of a Swansea used car dealership has been arrested on fraud charges. Edward Sichiu of Bristol County Auto Exchange was taken into custody in Boston. Police say he sold cars to people that he didn't own. Police are urging victims of his alleged scheme to come forward. A major environmental crisis is potentially looming over New Bedford. The city's aging sewer system has been repeatedly overflowing, releasing raw sewage into the harbor. The pollution has forced the closure of shellfish beds and swimming areas. The Buzzards Bay Coalition estimates that it will cost $1.2 billion to fix the problem. They're calling on the federal government to provide funding to help clean up the mess. Fall River's alleged tire slasher is off the streets. 40-year-old Lidoino Tavares has been charged after police say 62 vehicles in the city were targeted. A chaotic scene unfolded in Worcester yesterday. A man was fatally shot on a road. Police investigating found a suspicious man nearby who then opened fire on a state trooper. The suspect fled to Interstate 190, where he carjacked vehicles and exchanged gunfire with police. The suspect eventually took his own life. A third person is pleading guilty in the death of actor Matthew Perry. Dr. Mark Chavez pleaded guilty in a Los Angeles court yesterday to one count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine as part of a plea agreement. He faces up to 10 years in prison. The strike by U.S. dock workers appears to be prompting some panic buying in its third day. The strike has closed down ports along the East Coast and the Gulf of Mexico, leaving thousands of shipping containers on the docks. Ships remain idling offshore, while there are reports that some retailers are seeing a greater demand for things like paper products and disinfectant sprays. And it may sound counterintuitive, but a new study shows that short phone breaks enhance student focus in class. Researchers at Southern Illinois University studied college students and found that letting them have a brief phone or technology break boosted classroom performance. But it had to be really short. 2 to 4 minutes was too long, but 1 minute was just right. Their theory is 60 seconds is just enough time to send a text message without getting involved in a back and forth conversation. In sports, the Boston Bruins continue their preseason tonight in Quebec City, facing off against the Los Angeles Kings at 7. Meanwhile, Celtics tip off their preseason tomorrow, taking on the Denver Nuggets in Abu Dhabi at noon. And in the NFL, the Patriots have suffered a significant loss. Starting center and team captain David Andrews is likely out for the season due to shoulder surgery. The Patriots host the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. Traffic and weather next. I'm Phil Devitt for Fun.
For everybody.
Yes.
And last night I'm walking around at the grocery store and I see eggnog. So we are officially in eggnog season now in October.
No, God! No, God,
I mean, I guess it's not the worst. It's not the worst.
It's not, but
It's just, is it too much of a good thing?
Yes. Eggnog brings on the little feels that you get inside. At least for me, it does.
Right. Like, let's go through Halloween first, right?
You introduced me to eggnog.
Remember you chugged the full half gallon of eggnog?
It was my birthday.
It was your... Why did I make
You
you
took
do
me
that?
out back by the dumpster with Christine Fox. It was a whole thing of eggnog, and
you
I've
chugged
never
it.
tried it. Yeah.
And it was in your stomach for about 40 seconds.
Nothing gives you nerves like chugging something you've never even tasted before. It wasn't bad, but let me tell you, the end results were not pretty. So.
Well, it's a little heavy. You might not want to chug a whole thing of it.
Yeah.
How much do you think a half gallon of Hood Golden Eggnog is?
Well, first of all, you threw Hood out there, so you got like a main label of eggnog. Let's say I'm going with half gallon, $5.49.
Higher.
Oh man, $7.63.
Actual retail price $6.79, and the price is right on that.
Price is wrong, Bob.
$6.79 for a half gallon
Jeez, man.
of Hood Golden Eggnog, and there it is.
I don't get it. I mean, if you're at a party, yeah, maybe that's gonna. Who's drinking a half gallon of eggnog?
I don't know, man. A lot. I mean, like really, a glass a year is good for me. Honestly,
I won't even.
And that's like Christmas Eve.
I got to get forced. I don't mind it. Actually, thanks to you, I think it's a nice little cinnamon kind of I don't know. I don't like the words egg and nog in the same sentence. So.
Got some calls coming in here at Fun 107 this morning. If you want to check in about the eggnog, is it too early?
I say yes.
For eggnog, is it too early? 508-994-1071. You can also submit audio on the Fun 107 app. Is it too early for eggnog?
Never too early.
Would you drink eggnog in July, though?
Actually, that is gross. Summertime, no.
It's kind of like milk is a bad choice kind of stuff.
That's why I don't understand about the Christmas in July. So if you're going to celebrate Christmas in July, you have to do all the Christmas things, and one of those is having eggnog.
Over ice. It has to be over ice.
Yeah.
Ice cold.
But you say October, you're good with eggnog, though?
I can do a little eggnog.
All right.
A little spiked eggnog.
I was going to say, are you putting a little something in it?
Yeah, I guess a little something. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Thank you. You too, guys. Have a good day.
You too. All right. Fun 107. You're up next. Eggnog in October. Too early or no?
I think it's a little too early.
Little too early. Yeah, we saw it last night at the grocery store. We were kind of surprised.
Do you like eggnog?
Yeah, but a little of it, not a lot.
A little bit of eggnog goes a long way.
Sure does.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
See you later. Is it too early for eggnog? Fun 107. Good morning.
No, I don't think so. Some people like it for the fall.
You're good for the October eggnog.
I am. Add a little brandy in it. You're good to go.
My kind of lady.
All right. Hey, have a great day.
Thank you. You as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Melissa, New Bedford, good morning.
Good morning. So I hate to break it to you guys, but eggnog has been out for about 3 weeks.
Oh, you broke up. For how long?
About 3 weeks now.
Get out of here. Really?
I swear.
Wow.
My daughter tried to get me to buy it a few weeks ago, and the price at Stop and Shop was about $6.99 for the hood. And I said, absolutely not. That's not till December 1st at the earliest.
Yeah, because that's the last thing in the world you need to be hooked on for the next 3 months.
Right?
No, right, exactly.
Hey,
so
thank you.
said no, but yeah, it's been about 3 weeks that it's been out.
Thank you, Melissa. Have a great day.
You're welcome.
It is 7:53. Got that pin coming up in a couple of minutes. Could get you 30 grand in your hand. And now the headlines with Phil.
A used car dealer in Swansea is facing fraud charges. Edward Sichiu was arrested in Boston on Tuesday after being accused of selling cars he did not own at Bristol County Auto Exchange. Police believe dozens of people were scammed. Authorities spent several days looking for the owner. Victims are urged to contact Swansea police. Sichiu scheduled to appear in court later this week. Drivers in Fall River can breathe a sigh of relief. Police have arrested a suspect in a 2-week tire slashing spree. 40-year-old Liduino Tavares is facing 62 counts of vandalism after allegedly slashing tires on over 60 vehicles last month. Surveillance video helped identify Tavares, who may be connected to previous tire slashings as well. The Buzzards Bay Coalition says New Bedford's sewer system needs a $1.2 billion overhaul. Frequent sewage overflows have polluted the harbor, jeopardizing public health and businesses. The coalition is urging the federal government to step in and help fund the necessary repairs. The family of a man killed by Fall River police 3 years ago is offering a $10,000 reward for tips. Anthony Hardin was shot in his home in 2021 after his girlfriend reported him for domestic violence. An investigation cleared the officers, but Hardin's family alleges a conflict of interest and has filed lawsuits. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren says she's concerned about the U.S. getting pulled into a larger military conflict in the Middle East. The American military helped Israel deflect yesterday's Iranian missile attack. Warren told MassLive.com that Israel has a right to defend itself, but that it doesn't have the right to get the U.S. into a war. She's repeated previous calls for de-escalation as the first anniversary of the October 7th Hamas attack approaches. And scientists have mapped the entire brain of a fruit fly. The milestone in neurobiological research could provide insights into brains across the entire animal kingdom. The research published in the journal Nature shows more than 50 million connections between nearly 140,000 neurons or nerve cells inside the insect. Scientists believe the mapping will help them understand better how brains are wired and the indicators of healthy brain functions. The brain of a fruit fly, by the way, is less than 0.04 of an inch wide. In sports, the preseason continues for the Boston Bruins when they face the Los Angeles Kings tonight in Quebec City. Puck drops at 7. Celtics open the preseason tomorrow. The defending champs begin the exhibition portion of their schedule when they take on the Denver Nuggets at noon in Abu Dhabi. And the Patriots are losing a key leader. Team captain and starting center David Andrews undergoing shoulder surgery, and he's likely to miss the rest of the season. Pats are home to play the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. Traffic and weather next. I'm Phil Devitt for Fun.
07. I guess there was some good that came out of Gazelle, you outing me yesterday on the radio that it was my birthday.
Someone had to do it.
There was there was some good that came of it because we ended up putting together a very useful article, I would say, that can be used year-round by everybody on the South Coast. We were talking about when, I kind of remember, like back in the day, most restaurants would offer a free birthday meal if you showed your ID and it was your actual birthday.
Yeah.
They would give you a free meal. And so we talked about that yesterday, and then I got so many people emailing me and messaging me on the Fun 107 app and all that I decided to put together an article to highlight some of these restaurants that still do this. I guess there are a lot that still do.
You're doing good in the world. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
Well, for the people with birthdays. However, you think the restaurants are on board with this?
Why not?
Yeah, I guess any exposure is good exposure.
They absolutely want to get the word out about this so that people go and take advantage of it, and then maybe they win over and make a regular customer out of the person.
You're right. I think it's a good thing if a restaurant's putting this out there.
So these are 10 South Coast restaurants, and there are a lot of like the chains, like Papagino's does something, and there are a bunch of Dunkin' and Starbucks. They all do something. But here are locally owned South Coast restaurants that will give you a free meal on your birthday. You ready? Or at least they'll hook you up in some way with your birthday. Cisco Brewers, New Bedford.
Come on.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You didn't know, did you?
You got to sign up for something?
You have to be a loyalty member.
That's fine.
But so what?
Oh, man.
Become a loyalty member. Then get a free meal at Cisco?
Give them your email all day.
What? Next up, the Black Whale, New Bedford. Same thing, loyalty members, but whatever. Joe's Original in Dartmouth. Loyalty members get it. How about all of the Barretts?
Oh, now we're talking.
Barrett's Waterfront, Barrett's Ale House, Barrett's Bridgewater, all of them. Free birthday meal. You got to show your ID. No loyalty needed. Just free birthday meal. They want to see your ID to make sure that
not that you're 21.
You're legit.
But,
no, they want to make sure it's really your birthday. Home Plate in Taunton.
Awesome. Love that.
We were just there, what was it, last week?
Get the Gronk Monster Burger.
So you can get a free meal up to $25 on your actual birthday. They want to see the ID, though.
That's a majority of their menu, just saying.
Brax.
Oh, yeah.
Brax Grill and Tap, Taunton and Brockton. You get any entree for free up to $25 on your actual birthday. They do want you to buy a beverage.
That's fine. My boy Chris up there, hooking it up.
Must have proper ID. Riccardi's.
Ooh, pizza?
Riccardi's Italian restaurant in Fairhaven and New Bedford. $10 coupon, which will get you a pizza.
Sure will.
$10 coupon in their dining room for loyalty members on their birthday.
That's amazing.
I like this one. This is our little, we helped launch this little business because we just were a fan of the young lady who put it out there. Lexi's Road Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
In Westport. Lexi will give you a free hot dog of your choice.
I like that a lot.
On your birthday or any time on your birthday month.
That's actually smart because you're not going to just go for one hot dog. At least I'm not. But you get one of them free. So that's solid.
It. And then finally, onto the 10 local South Coast restaurants that'll hook you up in some way on your birthday. Tipsy Toboggan, Fall River.
Yes.
So they not only offer you an entree of your choice, whatever you want, any entree on the menu on your birthday, but then they'll give you a free chocolate mousse.
God, I'm salivating over here.
So not bad, right?
Listen, anything for free buffalo chicken dip at Tipsy Toboggan.
That's not an entree.
Oh.
It's got to be an entree.
I mean,
it's a
even better.
meal.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, give me that risotto with the.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking
That's
about?
what I'm talking about.
All right.
So if you want to see the full list of all the South Coast restaurants hooking you up with free birthday stuff on your birthday, go check out the article on the Fun 107 app. It is 8:25. Phil Devitt with a 90-second news update.
After days on the run, the owner of a Swansea used car dealership has been arrested on fraud charges. Edward Sichiu of Bristol County Auto Exchange was taken into custody in Boston. Police say he sold cars to people that he didn't own. Police are urging victims of his alleged scheme to come forward. A major environmental crisis is potentially looming over New Bedford. The city's aging sewer system has been repeatedly overflowing, releasing raw sewage into the harbor. The pollution has forced the closure of shellfish beds and swimming areas. The Buzzards Bay Coalition estimates that it will cost $1.2 billion to fix the problem. They're calling on the federal government to provide funding to help clean up the mess. Fall River's alleged tire slasher is off the streets. 40-year-old Lidoino Tavares has been charged after police say 62 vehicles in the city were targeted. A chaotic scene unfolded in Worcester yesterday. A man was fatally shot on a road. Police investigating found a suspicious man nearby who then opened fire on a state trooper. The suspect fled to Interstate 190, where he carjacked vehicles and exchanged gunfire with police. The suspect eventually took his own life. A third person is pleading guilty in the death of actor Matthew Perry. Dr. Mark Chavez pleaded guilty in a Los Angeles court yesterday to one count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine as part of a plea agreement. He faces up to 10 years in prison. The strike by U.S. dock workers appears to be prompting some panic buying in its third day. The strike has closed down ports along the East Coast and the Gulf of Mexico, leaving thousands of shipping containers on the docks. Ships remain idling offshore, while there are reports that some retailers are seeing a greater demand for things like paper products and disinfectant sprays. And it may sound counterintuitive, but a new study shows that short phone breaks enhance student focus in class. Researchers at Southern Illinois University studied college students and found that letting them have a brief phone or technology break boosted classroom performance. But it had to be really short. 2 to 4 minutes was too long, but 1 minute was just right. Their theory is 60 seconds is just enough time to send a text message without getting involved in a back and forth conversation. In sports, the Boston Bruins continue their preseason tonight in Quebec City, facing off against the Los Angeles Kings at 7. Meanwhile, Celtics tip off their preseason tomorrow, taking on the Denver Nuggets in Abu Dhabi at noon. And in the NFL, the Patriots have suffered a significant loss. Starting center and team captain David Andrews is likely out for the season due to shoulder surgery. The Patriots host the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. Traffic and weather next. I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
You 30 grand in your hand. Thanks to Mirasol's Cafe and Ish Schwartz Appliance, 244. So you want to open up that Fun 107 app, hit the money bag icon right in the center of the screen, then scroll down to today's date and time, 8 a.m., 244. You're going to do that between now and 9 to get your chance at 30 grand in your hand.
Now, you know me. I'm Mr. Feel Good these days, right? I love a good feel-good story. And today comes from New Bedford. Now, there's a young gentleman I got to say not only hello to, but I got to give a spotlight to. And this young gentleman just so happens to work for the New Bedford USPS. He's been my mailman since I've moved to the West End for about almost 5 years now. And I've never seen anybody, honestly, in that field love their job as much as Adam Baptista Jr. does. Now, Adam is always in a good mood, always smiling, always saying hello to everybody. He's been doing this since 2015, January. He's been doing it for a few years now. And the other day, Adam went above and beyond, and I'll tell you what he did. My wife and I have been absolutely fed up with Amazon. Sorry to call them out, but I have to. If you put on your delivery status, please put the package in the back, and they don't, well, let me tell you something. It has been not once, not twice, but 3 times. And along came Adam to save the day. We didn't ask him to do this, but we got this little voice message on our ring. And this is what Adam had to say.
Hey, Amazon left your package on the front porch. I'm going to put it in the back for you so no, it doesn't get stolen.
Are you kidding me? He went above and beyond. Nobody asked him to do this. He put it in the back, and it was a very expensive package, by the way.
Wow.
We rarely send stuff to our address just because it's, we're surrounded. It's city life. Our parents live in the country. It's a little bit more safe. Let's put it that way. And I just love how he took the initiative, like, to do this. And it's not the first time. And it's not just me. It's not like, you're a radio guy. No. He does this for everybody on his route.
Well, that's the thing, too. So, like, somebody might be saying, well, it only takes 2 seconds to do. But if you take that second to do that for everybody on your route, that adds up. That's a lot of time.
I asked him, Adam, I said to him, what's something you love the most about your job? I like to get in somebody's brain, and he says, honestly, he loves the customers. He's watched couples get together, get married, have kids.
Hey, your mailman is watching.
He is, always watching. And he says it's wild to think, but as a mailman, he's become a family member to some families. And I can see that. I really can. He's got that personality. Some of his customers are so old that the only person that they see all day is
that's
him.
nice. That's nice.
So he does love taking the time to even take like a quick little 10-minute break. So don't get mad at him if your package is 10 minutes late or your postage or whatnot. And he just stops and has a conversation. I guarantee you that conversation with that individual is everything to them, whether it's a daily occurrence, maybe a weekly occurrence. But you got to understand, if you're an older individual living alone these days, you got no one to talk to, anybody's great. You know what I'm saying? And I think Adam is the guy for that job. So today, I tip my hat to Mr. Baptista Jr. for doing such a great job in the community.
Well, we do Teacher of the Month. Maybe we should do Mailman of the Month.
Mail Carrier.
Letter Carrier, sorry.
Thank you.
Letter Carrier of the Month.
And I'm going to put this out there. Whoever the New Bedford Postmaster is,
wait a minute, that's a strong title, isn't it?
Postmaster.
If you're the postmaster,
I'm here for the postmaster.
I like that.
Love that. I just want to put the recognition out there, and to all the New Bedford post carriers and across the South Coast, not just here in New Bedford, Fall River, you name it. Thank you for doing a good job. Thank you for continuing to trek on through the snow, the rain, the sun, the wind, and all the elements. Thank you, Adam Baptista Jr., for doing what you do.
Fun 107, the Fun Morning Show. Beautiful morning. Lots of sunshine out there. We're going to see highs right around 70. It is 57 now.
So not too long ago, I want to say a couple months ago, my wife signed up for this app program called, I believe it's Influencer.
Oh, yeah. She became an influencer?
She did. And my wife. And again, I'm not making fun of her. I'm just saying that in this world today, you're either an influencer or you're not. And I would have never pegged my wife to be an influencer.
Same.
Just because she's private on social media. So when you're an influencer, you kind of have to put yourself out there and try the product. And what I mean by that is they send you free stuff. Okay. And when she first told me this, all I can think of is, great, more stuff that I got to do. She doesn't do the videos and whatnot. So I've been taking the videos, putting it together, and then she makes the post, whatever. If it makes her happy, she gets free stuff, go for it. Lately, she's actually been doing a really good job doing the videos on her own.
So she gets in front of the camera?
She did.
Does she show her face?
She did. Because one of them was like, I think it was a makeup thing, something for your face. So,
Because I thought she had a policy, no.
For me.
No, so no putting her face on your social media.
Correct, yeah.
But she can put her face out there to put on makeup and stuff?
That's where I'm a little confused. It's a little like...
Well, I guess nobody would really know who she is if you think about it.
No, you're right.
So she's just some anonymous person,
correct,
putting on makeup. But with you, people would know.
Yeah. So say she made that video and I shared it out there. Yeah, that'd be a no-no, and I'm fine with that. So she recently put that out. I think you send it to the influencer people, and then they share it out. They do their thing, and the more you do it, the better the stuff you get. She texted me this morning. Go ahead and check your text messages. I just sent you a photo of the free thing we just got.
Got a free Shark Vertex cordless stick vacuum.
Yeah.
That's at least a few $100.
Michael, that's a $300 product I get to keep. I don't have to return.
You got to show yourself using it, right?
Oh, yeah. When I tell you.
So you got to give them a little eye candy.
Oh, I'm going to
go get swole at the gym.
Yeah.
Because you think about the target audience here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So go get swole at the gym.
Yeah.
Go home, you rip off your shirt, you start
Shirtless.
vacuuming.
Yeah.
The women are going to swoon.
Now we're talking, and I'm going to convince my wife this. Like, listen, we're very confident in our relationship. Okay, we get it, But I think you nailed it. Where if I really take this to the next level with that eye candy approach, and I put the dad bod out there with a vacuum in my right hand, maybe a beer in the left, nice sensual music underneath that, close up on the vacuum, sucking up all the dog hair. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm putting down
I
here?
do.
So I
You
think
got to give the people what they want.
They do. And if that means a shirtless, somewhat average guy.
And again, you're just as anonymous as she is. Who cares?
Maybe not even show my face. Maybe like the bottom of the beard kind of thing.
This could become your OnlyFans.
Only vacuums. Oh, I love this. And because that's the thing. You don't have to get too crazy, but just enough. Just enough 50 Shades of Grey.
You want to be tastefully teasing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what the next product's going to be. Because again, the more you do this, the better the product, the price tag on these. My sister-in-law does this. I think she just got I don't know if it was a couple of iPhones or an iPad or something. We're talking real stuff, like not just like off-brand things. These are Shark. That's a pretty big brand.
Shark's legit, I think.
You know what I'm saying? Like if anybody can handle a Shark, Handy Andy, they're the people to fix it. I'm just slowly getting sucked into this, and I know it's going to happen.
You're going to become the lead influencer.
Yes.
Out of that house.
And then my wife's going to get all the free stuff. But again, this is a breaking development in the influencer world inside of my house right now. The options are endless. I wish you could ask for what things are you into, because I bet you when she signed up for this, I bet you she put down, makeup, household things and whatnot. So now maybe I'll go put my name out there, and maybe I'll click off, loves meats, beer, cars, motorcycles, boats. I don't know. I don't know how high this mountain goes, but I'm in. This vacuum, pun intended, sucked me in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just stay tuned, because there could be
there could be a shirtless gazelle in your news feed very soon.